what better way to mark the official sale of the Elvis stamp in the area? An impersonator of the king shows off at a post office in downtown Pittsburgh. And in tonight's Channel 11 News First at 5 background report, a look at the Elvis phenomenon and why it is still going strong more than 15 years after his death. As Stuart Brown tells us, many Pittsburghers say they're not just buying his stamp, they're buying a legend.
So why can't you see what you're doing to me?
Why would Ron Moyer come all the way from Cambria County to belt out the King's classic, Suspicious Minds, at the downtown post office? Because he says he has to. And that's why many Pittsburghers line up to buy first-day stamps. For Jan Walsh of Greenfield, part of the reason to be here stems from nostalgia.
A lot of memories, a lot of memories, a lot of good times with Elvis.
Multiply those memories and the post office figures it'll sell 2.5 million Elvis stamps in the Pittsburgh area alone and earn maybe $20 million nationwide. The biggest commemorative issue in U.S. postal history is plugging into the longest-lasting show business phenomenon of modern times. For Helen Kalesser, he evokes a sweet, bygone time.
He's from my era in the 1950s, and I just enjoyed him when I was a youngster, or a teenager, I should say.
What did you like about him?
His sound.
Duquesne University marketing professor Audrey Guskey says Elvis has been transformed into a giant cultural icon that many people will buy in many forms: recordings, films, stamps, clothes, souvenirs.
And there's really no one around today that's been able to capture the imagination of the American population like Elvis had. Madonna is maybe someone who's come close to it, tried different things, but Elvis is really an image and a legend.
Paul Mawhinney, owner of the Record-Rama store, had his own brush with a legend in the late 1950s. Elvis was then serving his 2-year Army stint in Germany, and Mawhinney was at the same base in Frankfurt, where he'd see Elvis at the mess hall. Long after Army days, Mawhinney's 200,000 recordings include 1,000 Elvis originals.
One of the reasons he's so successful even in death is that now we have 5 decades of music lovers that have been brought up with Elvis's music. So every 10 years, there's another group of people coming along.
For many, like Charles Smith of Homewood, here buying Elvis stamps for his boss, only one thing matters: the music.
It's not an up-tempo music. It's not like none of that rap. And sometimes, you know, rap's too much. But he's soothing.
Why can't you see what you're doing to me?
There's no simple explanation for the worldwide Elvis phenomenon, but it's certain it's going to be with us for a long time. In fact, as long as there's gold to be mined. Stuart Brown, Channel 11 News.
And you know, Pittsburgh's downtown post office sold about 100,000 Elvis stamps already since noon today. The stamps are expected to sell out in a month.
But, amazingly, what if you haven't had enough of Elvis?
Just ahead here, you'll find out when the King will be making a stop in your living room.
And I'm Dennis